B2B space, is marketing really that important?
It is crucial again. I'm gonna say it again and again. Whether it's the IT industry, it doesn't matter. Yeah, because it's a slow process, and that is a problem with a lot of startups is the social proof.
Right. How do you differentiate? What's the content strategy?
It's not anymore about what you sell. It's about how you're solving problems.
Hi everyone, on the show today we have Ahmed Zaheer with us. He's a marketing expert. We will be learning about his experience, thoughts, ideas and techniques in the marketing space. Ahmed, welcome on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
So Ahmed, why don't we get started by having our audience a little background on yourself?
So I've been in the marketing industry for more than 10 years now. And I've been working as a brand manager for 7 years in various companies. And when I was working as a brand manager, it was like the other part of the marketing, which was mainly non-digital. But still we were doing a lot of consumer research, and we were trying to understand, the pulse of what, our actual consumer wants in terms of the product place, in terms of the product offering. And later, when I started my own venture back 3 years ago. So we shifted to the digital marketing side, and Alhamdulillah, we're growing and we're doing a lot of things in it, experiencing a lot of new avenues here, and that's it.
Very nice. So Ahmed, let me start with the understanding around the differences between marketing, B2C marketing and B2B marketing. Majority of the, I would say, the academia that we get about marketing is focused on B2C, the techniques, the tools, the case studies that we come across. So what is your experience in the B2C, but primarily in the B2B space? What is the footprint of the marketing compared to B2C marketing space?
Yeah, so I think B2C is much more glamorous, and B2B is much boring, and it's too work needs to be done in order to get a client in B2B. So that's why a lot of people don't focus on it a lot, and they try to as marketeers we really enjoy creative stuff, right? So making ads, going for the outdoor campaigns, that's something that really excites people as marketing person. But in B2B, it's much different. The channels, the communication method, and the type of products that you have to, how to present them. You're not just presenting your product, you have to present the entire team. So it's altogether a different thing there.
So, Emma, the question for you is this: when we talk about marketing in the B2C space, everybody understands without a doubt that it is inevitable. Like, you have to have that function in the organization, and like they invest a lot of effort, money, time building that function. But in your opinion, do you think that in the B2B space, is marketing really that important, or it is like somewhat good to have item? What are your thoughts on that?
So it is crucial again. I'm gonna say it again and again. Whether it's the IT industry, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's your first impression, right? So whenever a consumer is researching about a product in the IT, even if it's the tech industry or the IT industry, they're going to look up for you, right? And when they look up for you, if you don't have a proper presentation in terms of your website, in terms of your social media presence, I mean, they're going to build a wrong impression about you. So when you get on a call with them and you're excited and you're so happy that, okay, finally you've gotten a lead, and that lead just says that, I didn't find any relevant content on your website regarding the services that you're telling me, but how do I trust you? I mean, I haven't found a review about you on Clutch. I mean, I haven't seen a review about you, and I don't know you. Who are you? So that makes your job difficult as an IT service company. So I think it's very essential that you do have a proper marketing structure in these companies as well.
So I think this is a good point in the conversation where we get a little bit more specific. We have already talked about the IT services, IT products. Specifically, IT services is a sector in Pakistan that is on the rise, and we see like a lot of companies coming up because there's not a lot of upfront capital investment that you have to make. So specifically, how do you think a startup, a new company, just like starting off like now, they can use marketing to their advantage and also differentiate themselves against the incumbents, giants who have been around for like 14, 15 or 20 years in this industry?
So I think you need to pick your battles. As a startup, you can't afford to spend a lot of budget. You have limited resources. So pick the right channel first. So for example, if I am starting up as a company, as an IT company, my first channel for starting for marketing would be a great website. I should have a great representation because that's the first face that I'm going to show my clients and whenever I market it. The second thing, now you've made your website, right? Where do you show it? How do you show it? That's SEO. I mean, these are the basics that everyone knows, but we forget about them. We don't invest in them. And the social media platform, and if you talk about the social media...
Seems like you're getting a lot of pushback from your clients who are not sold on the idea of the SEO. Maybe.
Yeah, because it's a slow process and it's a very steady process. I mean, you need to invest a lot of time and it keeps changing. And the algorithm, the Google's requirement, the key phrases, you name it, it keeps changing. But you need to continuously invest in.
So website is the first thing that you need to come up with because your potential clients gonna look at your website first.
So that's your first impression.
Okay. Is there any tips around how to come up with a website? What kind of design theme you're gonna do? Like say high level things that somebody who's starting off can.
So in terms of website, if you're presenting yourself, for example, if you have a business of UX and UI, your UX and UI of your own website should be exemplary. Everyone would love it when they open the website. They would be like, okay, I want to do business with this person because the UX and UI is amazing. So first of all, whatever you're selling, that should be there in a very crisp and clear message. And the second thing that that is a problem with a lot of startups is the social proof. A lot of businesses, business decision makers, when they're coming on your website, they want to see that whether you have worked on some previous case or not, and how did you do? Did you do good or bad? So startups company, they struggle with that. They don't have reviews, they don't have clients. So in that case, what you need to do is you need to show your team, show your people who you are. I'll come back to that point of...
That's a great point.
I need to come back to that point of building a brand personality. So if you have a cool brand personality that I can, as a consumer, connect with, I would get on a call with you and discuss, okay, hey, let's do this project.
So what you're saying is this, when you're a startup, you don't have a lot of work case studies to showcase. And it means that it's only more important now that you can make a mistake with your website's design, look and feel, from user persona, how they're going to navigate, how easy for them to understand, get the information that you have put into your website, and how do they really feel when they look at your website. That's very important. Okay, so step number one, website. Like a lot of people do marketing activities and spend a lot of money on the social media platforms. Which platform should we target and how to go about them?
So
starting off.
So number one is LinkedIn, of course, because it's a B2B industry. You don't want to market yourself on Instagram and Facebook where there's a lot of consumer market might be there. I mean, your business prospect might be there as well, but I mean, they're not looking for...
But they're in a different mood.
Yeah,
they just want
to... There to enjoy themselves. They don't
look at their friends and families' photos and crack some jokes, but not on LinkedIn. So although, it's getting a little confusing. I've seen a lot of posts on LinkedIn. It seems like, am I on Instagram? Oh, it's LinkedIn, but people just don't remember that.
So it's about expectation from a certain platform, right? I mean, if someone starts selling me things on Snapchat and it's a B2B B2B vendor, I would be pissed. I mean, I wouldn't enjoy it. I would say that I'm here to enjoy with my friends. I'm here to spend time with my family or friends. Why is he bothering me here? So LinkedIn is the first platform that you need to be very active at. And a lot of people get this wrong, that they just think that LinkedIn works similar to Instagram or Facebook. It's not. It's an altogether different social media platform. You need to have answers there to questions that people often ask. I mean, for example, if people are asking questions about I need services regarding Salesforce management, regarding Salesforce consultancy, are you providing the right answers on LinkedIn that's showing them that you have some expertise in this field or not?
Okay.
I mean, and then again, are you showing your team members that are they the right people to hire for this particular service or not? So LinkedIn is number one for me.
So it seems like website, LinkedIn, a lot of, I would say the fuel of B2B marketing is content.
Yeah.
Like you're going to have content. A lot of people have content. And your feed is full of content. How do you differentiate? What's the content strategy? I hear a lot about, because I don't have the marketing background. I've studied marketing, but I don't have any experience. But a lot of people, hey, what's your content strategy? what is this content strategy? How do you go about it? How do you really know that what your posts should look like? How do you create coherence? Is there like method to it, or like, how do you go about the content?
So it's about, again, who you're targeting, right? So initially, a lot of brands, what they did in B2B discipline especially was that they just posted static content.
Right.
They just tell about what they're selling. So it's not just, it's not anymore about what you sell. It's about how you're solving problems. So in terms of content, it's very much important that you come up with a content that connects with the consumer in terms of, okay, are they going to solve my problem or not? So if you're just telling about, hey, we're very good at providing the Salesforce consultancy, we have amazing developers, we have this and that, nobody cares. They care about how you're gonna solve their problem.
Right.
If your content strategy resonates around that, it will give you a lot of reach and a lot of organic, engagement. If I'm talking about LinkedIn itself. And other than that, the type of content, if I come to that is also shifting. So it's no more static posts. They don't work anymore. You need more video contents. If you're talking even about LinkedIn, so video content is the next big thing, and you need to do as much as possible on your platforms.
Right. Another question that I have is this. Specifically, we're getting into the IT services space, and I know you have worked with the IT product companies as well, and both have the audiences in the US. Right, primary audience was in US for the IT products that you marketed and the IT services that you have marketed. Do you think that there is certain sort of a challenge when you are trying to market to US audience or global audience because you don't know their cultural nuances, whatnot, something like that? Or do you think that it's just frameworks and doesn't matter where these guys are based out of? What's your take on that?
So I think that a lot of marketing agencies and marketing companies, they struggle in this aspect that they fail to understand that how a person from that particular region thinks. I mean,
right.
The culture thing, right? Then again, what is the decision making process for that person,
right,
who belonging to that region? You need to study that deeply, because we sort of think that what works in our country will work in US as well.
So there are differences. You have to be mindful of that.
Yes,
right.
You have to be. And secondly, it's very basic things that a lot of marketing companies ignore. For example, what's their pattern of using the social media? I mean, when are they online? When are they consuming that content that you're going to just show? Are you going to just post at any time?
Right.
You think is right? And secondly, when are you sending out those emails? Are you sending them out on the right time or not? So it matters a lot that you do your background study for that region, whether it's US or whether it's UK or anywhere, it doesn't matter, but you need to study deeply that what sort of the behaviors, what's the consumer behavior, if I might summarize it.
Well, I think one last question, because we're going to be out of time. So personally, you have done B2C, you have done B2B, but in future, are you going to expand more on B2B, or are you going to focus more on B2C personally? Where are you going to be focusing in the future?
So I think for me, when I came into the B2B industry in terms of marketing, it opened up all new, possibilities for me. And we're learning on a daily basis, and it's really getting exciting. And we're trying to sort of break the clutter with new content ideas that weren't there before on social media. And we're trying to come up with ideas how to engage even a CTO person or a person who's at the age of group that you can't show them just TikToks and stuff like that. So how do you do some serious marketing? So that sort of thing that excites me now. So I think I'll stick to B2B for now.
All right, awesome. So if people people who aspire to be in the marketing space, and maybe specifically B2B marketing space, how can they get in touch with you, and how can they get some advice if they want to, where they can find you?
So you can always find me on LinkedIn, and I'm always here to help you guys. If you need any sort of comments or anything, just inbox me and I'll get back to you. No problem.
Ahmed, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Waqar.